Good morning, students. Are you all ready to study? Okay, let's begin our class. You all know that water is very essential for plant growth, or water is an extremely important factor necessary for the survival of plants and all other organisms. Am I right? Yes. Have you ever heard about the term transportation? What? Have you ever heard about the term transportation? You all can answer. Yeah. Okay. Wow, you all know about it. Transportation is not just for humans, it is also for animals, things, etc. to move from one place to another place. Does any kind of transportation takes place inside a plant? No response? No worries, we are going to study about it. Where does the plants get water and minerals? Yeah, right. Plants get water and minerals from the soil. Which part of the plant absorb water and minerals from the soil? Yeah, root. You are right. You can answer. Okay. Have you ever think about how the water absorbed by the root reaches to the different parts of the plant? Okay, let me explain. We have already discussed about transportation. Transportation is the movement of human, animal, things, etc. from one place to another place. Similarly, plants also need transport system to carry water and minerals from root to different parts. Thus, transportation is the process of movement of water and minerals from roots to different parts of the plant body. This process is known as transportation in plants. What? Transportation in plants. So, what is transportation in plants? Transportation in plants is the process of movement of water from roots to different parts of the plant body. Okay. Is it clear? Fine. You have already studied about vascular tissues in plants. Yes. So, which are the two types of vascular tissues present in plants? So, which are the two types of vascular tissues present in plants? Wow, you all know about it. You have good memory power. They are xylem and phloem. So, xylem and phloem are the two types of vascular tissues present in plants. Xylem conducts water and minerals from roots to leaves, and phloem conducts food in the form of sucrose or sugar. Okay. Now, I will show you a video regarding this topic so you can better understand.
Let us first understand why plants require a transport system. Water enters the plants through the roots while the leaves require it for preparing the food. Similarly, leaves are the only source of food for the whole plant, while all other parts of the plant require food. Hence, plants need transport system to move water and minerals absorbed by the roots and sugar or food prepared by the leaves through their different parts. A plant's transport system is made up of vessels in the roots, stems, and the leaves. These vessels are of two types: xylem and phloem. Water and dissolved minerals are absorbed by the roots and taken into the xylem. Water and dissolved minerals move to the stem and leaves through the xylem. Food or sugar is made in the leaf by the process of photosynthesis. Sugar molecules produced in the leaves move to different parts of a plant through the phloem. Thus, we know that xylem and phloem differ in their functions.
So, in this video, we can see the water content present in the soil is absorbed by the roots, or the water in the soil enters the root and it is transported to stem whereby it reaches the leaves. The leaves need water to perform photosynthesis, or the leaves need water to prepare their food. Why? The food prepared in the leaves is the only source for the entire plant. So, the food prepared in the leaves is needed to be transported to other parts of the plant. So, transportation system is very important in plants to transport food prepared in the leaves through phloem to different parts, and the water and minerals absorbed by the xylem through roots to reach to different parts and to the leaves to prepare food. Okay. So the two types of vascular tissues we have already discussed, the xylem and phloem. So xylem and phloem is very important because it is very important for the conduction of food and water, minerals, etc. in plants. Now let's move on to the next topic. So we have already discussed about xylem. Yes. So conduction of water through xylem, or we can say conduction through xylem. Conduction of water through xylem or conduction through xylem. Okay. So we have already discussed about xylem. Yes. Xylem is elongated dead cells or non-living cells, which are tubes that runs from root to leaves and to different parts of the plant. So there are two types of tubes present in xylem. Two types of tubes present in xylem. Which are the two types of tubes present in xylem? They are xylem vessels and tracheids. They are xylem vessels and tracheids. So, the two types of tubes present in xylem are xylem vessels and tracheids. They are responsible for the conduction of water. So, look at this picture. In this picture, we can see the blue colored region is the xylem vessel and the green colored region is the tracheids. Let's see more about their features. What are the features of these two tubes? Okay, xylem vessels and tracheids have a thick cell wall. Tracheids are single-celled and shorter in length compared to xylem vessels, while xylem vessels are several-celled and it is elongated or it is longer than tracheids. So, tracheids is single cell, it is short in length. Xylem vessels are composed of several cells, it is longer in length. So, in xylem vessels and tracheids are interconnected to form a continuous conduction of water or continuous conduction of components through them. Continuous conduction of water and minerals. So, what xylem conducts water and minerals, alright? Yes. So, these xylem vessels and tracheids helps to conduct water. Then xylem vessels is responsible for the conduction of water against the gravity. In these xylem vessels, the movement of water is one way, that is, water only moves from the root to the leaves. Okay, is this clear? Fine. Now, do you know what is conduction of water in plants? Do you know what is conduction of plants? Water in plants. Conduction of water in plants. Or what is conduction? Okay, we are going to study about it. So, I have already mentioned about how water is absorbed and transported from roots to different parts. So, we are going to discuss it in more detail. Okay. First of all, we know that water content is present in the soil. So, we all know that water content is present in soil. Water content in soil. This water content in the soil is absorbed by root hairs. Water content in the soil is absorbed by root hairs. Root hairs are small, long, minute hairs that are present in the roots that helps to absorb water. From these root hairs, the water is absorbed or water get transported to the root cells. Root cells. This is by a process called osmosis. This is by a process called osmosis. What is osmosis? Osmosis is the diffusion of water or passage of water from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. So, water molecules inside the root hairs transported to root cells through osmosis. From these root cells, water reaches xylem vessels in roots. Where? Xylem vessels in roots. From xylem vessels in roots, water reaches xylem vessels in stem. Xylem vessels in stem. So, water in xylem vessel of root reaches xylem vessel in stem. This is by cohesion and adhesion of water molecules. Cohesion and adhesion of water molecules. So, how does the water in root of xylem vessels reaches the stem? Through cohesion and adhesion. So, we all know that transpiration takes place in plants. Transpiration is the elimination or the loss of water in gaseous form through stomata as a result of evaporation. This process is called a transpiration. During transpiration, water is lost from the leaves. So, water rises through xylem. When the water is lost from leaf, water rises through xylem. This is due to cohesion and adhesion of water molecules. Cohesion and adhesion of water molecules results in the rise of water through xylem. So, water molecules in xylem vessels of roots reaches through to xylem vessels in stem. From xylem vessels in stem, water molecules reaches leaf cells. This is through a process called osmosis. I have already told you about osmosis. What is osmosis? Osmosis is the passage or diffusion of water from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. So, from the leaf cells, water reaches xylem vessels in leaves. present in roots, stem and leaves. We have already say that xylem vessels or xylem is interconnected to form a continuous conduction path. So xylem vessels are present in roots, stem and leaves. So the water molecules from leaf cells reaches the xylem vessels in leaves. So from the xylem vessels, the water is present in the intercellular spaces of the leaves. So water is inside the intercellular spaces of the leaves. Okay. From here, the water is lost through stomata due to evaporation by a process called transpiration. So, transpiration of water takes place through stomata. So, we know that transpiration takes place. So, what is transpiration? Transpiration is the process of loss of water in the gaseous form through stomata as a result of evaporation. So, what is stomata? Stomata is minute pores present on the epidermis of leaves, stems, etc. So, this is all about conduction of water in plants. Then we know that transpiration takes place, there is loss of water takes place. Now, as a result of the loss of water, a pressure is created inside the leaf cells. Inside the leaf cells, a pressure is created. So, as a result of this pressure, we need to compensate the pressure difference. We need to compensate the pressure difference inside the leaf cells. So, transpiration of water takes place. It creates pressure inside the leaf cells. In order to compensate that pressure, the water is absorbed or water is transported from the adjacent cell through osmosis. The transpiration pool created as a result of transpiration also helps to transport water from the adjacent cell. By this way, transpiration, osmosis, cohesion and adhesion of water molecules, root pressure, etc. helps in conduction of water in plants. Is this clear? Do you have any doubts? No doubts? Okay. So, water is lost from the leaves through transpiration. As a result, a pressure is generated inside the leaf cells. So, in order to compensate this pressure inside the leaf cells, the water is transported from the adjacent cell. Also, osmosis, transpiration, adhesion, cohesion of water molecules, root pressure, etc. help in the conduction of water. Okay, now we are going to solve an activity puzzle. It consists of activity puzzle cards named Find Me questions. So, you all should answer this question. I will show it by one. Okay, the first question is, I am the one who absorb water content from soil. Find me, I am the one who absorb water content from soil. Yes, very good. It's root hair or root is also correct. Next question is, I am a tubular elongated cell and I transfer water and minerals. I am a tubular elongated cell and I transfer water and minerals. Find me. It's very easy. Quick. Yes, you are correct. It's xylem. The next question is, I am the one who expels water in gaseous form from leaves. I am the one who expels water in gaseous form from leaves. I think you have some doubt. Okay, I will give you one more clue. I am present in the epidermis of leaves, stems as a minute pore. Yes, you are right. That's stomata. Then, next question is, find me, I am responsible for water to reach leaf cells. Find me. I am responsible for water to reach leaf cells. Yes, right. Osmosis. So what is osmosis? We have already discussed about it. Yes. Osmosis is the diffusion of water, or it is the passage of water from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. So that's all about the activity puzzle. You all attended it very well. Now I will give you some pieces of works regarding this topic. So you all get some practical knowledge about this topic and you can understand it in a better way. Okay. So you all have to conduct an experiment regarding this topic, that is transportation in plants. So we need a peperomia plant to conduct this experiment. Peperomia plant. Otherwise, if this plant is not available, you can use balsam plants, or portulaca plant is also useful. So I will send you YouTube link regarding this experiment, and by watching that video you can conduct this experiment in your house by your own. Okay. You all should watch that YouTube video and conduct this experiment at your home and write down the inferences and results in your science diary. I will check it tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Then you are also have to write down the importance or the main features and functions of xylem, xylem vessels and tracheids in your science diary. That's for today. Hope you all understand it. So when you come tomorrow, read this portion thoroughly. I will ask questions from these portions. So thank you students. See you tomorrow.